Hello, hello. Today is the 4th of June, 2020. It's time to have fun with Norm Winsky, who's going to go over his calls for a bunch of commodities and even tell us what the stock market's going to do. Norm, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much for having me on, Jeff. When I was last on your show, it was near the new moon on May 22, which occurred at roughly about 1:30 in the afternoon Eastern time, and I told your folks what to expect. Many of these markets dance to the moon. They turn on the moon, as you shall soon see. Your general group of markets that tend to turn on the moon are your financials, your grains, and your precious metals, and we'll be looking at those. I also do cycles for the U.S. How do we do that? We do what's called a natal chart. We take a snapshot of where the planets are when our country was founded on the 4th of July, 1776, and then we look at the planets now and compare them, and then we can get some forecasting done there. So anyway, here we're going to go down the list here now. I'm going to start with the grains. There's your corn is the first market up, and I put arrows where the date was, and if it's a green arrow, you could have made some money. We like to buy on the weakness, sell on the strength. So if the market's going down, we're looking to buy. There you see the corn was going down right there near the close on the 22nd. But it got the green arrow there, and the worst case on the Monday, they had the 3-day weekend there. Monday, maybe it went a couple pennies against you. A penny's worth $100. I'm sorry, $50. So maybe it went $100 against you, and then it was up, and away. Beans were even better. Beans went straight down. That was the low day right on the new moon, and then they went straight up. And beans, the same thing. Penny is $50. So I think you could have made about 20 cents easy there. That's $1,000. Wheat was not as friendly. You stopped going down there on the new moon, then it just chopped sideways. So worst case, maybe you would have lost a couple pennies. Here's your gold. A lot of people like to track gold. Gold rallied right into the new moon. Made a beautiful top there. Plunged $50. That's $5,000 on the regular futures contract. And it's in 2 days, that's some serious money. Here's your silver. If it's going sideways, we don't do anything. And there we go. So that's a yellow bar there for stay out. Don't do anything. S&P was going sideways at the moon, and so we don't do anything there. I did have a possible change in trend for the weekend, the 29th, for the stock market. And as you can see, that did not work, so that's a miss. And the wheat was a miss. You might want to count up the green arrows and the red arrows. I'll give you the numbers at the end. Hopefully I'll remember. All right, here's the bonds. Bonds were beautiful. Rallied right in the new moon, made their top right there, and it came back down, and then they rallied back up, made another top there on the weekend, the 29th, made another top and came back down. And since then, today was a bad day for the bond market. Took out, I think all this support here is gone now. The bonds closed today are about 173 on the September contract, and your 30-year yield is now back up to about 162. And so hopefully everybody, I think a few weeks back, I told everybody to you need the right, if you got a chance to refinance a mortgage or something, do it then, do it several weeks ago. And so that opportunity may be gone for a while. Okay, here, let's look at currencies. I was an econ major in college, and I was told all about the central banks and running the show and all that stuff. Guess what? The moon's running the show, as you will see in a moment. Look at this Aussie dollar. It pulls back into the new moon and then runs up. They're off to the kangaroo races. You see that? Here's your British pound. Pulls back into the new moon. Right on the low. Turns right around and goes up, up, up. Here's the Canadian dollar. Pulls down into the new moon. Turns around, goes up, up, up. Off to the dog sled races. See? There your euro. Pulls down to the new moon. Turns around, goes up, up, up. Unbelievable, right? Here's the yen. Goes sideways. We do nothing. Here's the Swiss franc. Even the Swiss franc, which you can see is probably the least liquid of the major currency futures, pulled down into the new moon, turned around and went up. All right, here's what's coming up now in the big picture for June. We got my top things are when the planets go what's called direct retrograde. That's due to the rolling motion. They're passing planets, so they're passing us. There's a moment where it looks like when you're looking out there at the planets, the individual planets look like they've stopped their motion, and then they reverse the direction. It's a relative motion thing. We know that physically they are not doing that, but Mr. Einstein would tell you that relative motion is important. And I believe observing the markets that when the planets change trend, the markets change trend. Another important point is when the planets, as they go around the sun, they're like horses on a carousel. They go round and round, but they also go up and down. And when they get to the midpoint, that's at the pathway that's called the ecliptic. When they get to that point, that's a powerful energy point, and we have that happening also this month. So we have Venus and Mercury hitting 0th south latitude. We have two planets, Mercury and Neptune, will turn retrograde, and we have Venus turning direct. We also have two lunar eclipses over the next 32 days, and a solar eclipse kind of in the middle. So we got lots of big stuff. I'm not going to go over the details of all that today. We don't have enough time, but I will tell you what's happening, the big stuff that's happening tomorrow. So tomorrow afternoon, this is doing this on Thursday afternoon, June 4th. Tomorrow afternoon on June 5th, first we have 2:59 Eastern Time. We're going to have Venus hit 0 south latitude. That's one of my top points, and that's a potential major change in trend. Here's your Venus markets: cattle, copper, cotton, sugar, and wheat. And then, of course, the stock market is your big basket of everything. It responds to everything. And then we have a lunar eclipse. Lunar eclipse will be 15 minutes later at 3:14 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can go. I had a major money manager look at this stuff. He was skeptical at first. I convinced him to take a look at it. He got his stat research department to go over the lunar eclipse. They took 6 months to figure out, come to this exact same answer I told them in 30 seconds, which is that the stock market doesn't like lunar eclipses, and on average, over a long period of time, it averages a down day of about 1 3/4%, 75% of the time within one trading day of a lunar eclipse. And so we can get a big whack here on the stock market here in the next day or so. Well, the only problem with this is the lunar eclipse energy dissipates very quickly, and the fact that it's on a late Friday afternoon, that could dissipate it a bit. You know, if it happens over the weekend, then it's even less so. If it's in the middle of the week, that's when the lunar eclipse tends to work the best. So there we go. We got your markets for this. We did the Venus markets. There's your usual suspects here for the lunar eclipse, which is just a special kind of full moon. You got your financials, your grains, your precious metals and oats. And then we also have copper indicated with heliocentric Mars from the point of view of the sun. Going into Aquarius, that's a sign for copper. Now here's the charts we haven't covered yet. I got cattle. There's a cattle chart. We're looking for these markets to get to some sort of extreme, and then they'll probably reverse if they get to an extreme into the weekend or late Friday. And if they're not there, then don't bother. Here's the copper. There's the copper market. These are as of last night, so they may not be up to date as of today. There's your cotton going sideways. There's the sugar. Could be interesting if it went up again today, getting to an extreme there on the upside. And let me just say before I get into my contact information, if you go back and count the green arrows and red arrows, of the active signals that I had, 10 were green, 2 were red. That's 10 out of 12. It's 83% potentially winning signal. So that's pretty good, I think. And so here's how to get a hold of me. I'm in beautiful Naples, Florida. There's my phone number, 239-594-3939. There's my email, nwinsky@mbark with the Q in the middle, mail.com, or you can call me on Skype at nwinsky_1. Looking forward to helping some of your folks there, Jeff.
Norm, thanks ever so much. Those calls on the currencies were just unbelievable. And I'm going to wait to see what happens with this full moon. The Delta system is based on the moon.
The dollars, I don't know if you noticed that, the dollar's been going down here the past week. It's kind of, I think, a multi-week lows here in the 96 ballpark. And it could be we're going to get a low here about Friday or so, you know.
Well, we'll have. I mean, I don't trade currencies, but I mean that's certainly.
Well, you might want to watch them anyway because they do influence what the other markets do. They influence the stock market, they influence the grains, they influence the gold, and so forth. You know.
Well, I watch people play golf, but I never play. So, anyway, I'm going to watch this and see what happens. And that was really a great report, and I'm going to look forward to see what happens tomorrow, especially late in the day, which is your call. Norm,
exactly.
Thanks ever so much. We'll have you back in a couple of weeks.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Jeff.
Okay, bye.